performances and looked the part, and there were some good judges feeling that he might be too educated for Conor Benn.
He's caught, he's floored, and now what a shift in the plot.
Again, the call again.
He's hurt again. The underestimated power of Eubank.
Boxing.
On it.
Alright, welcome back everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're having a good day. Whatever you're doing, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate the support. Big up all the subscribers and shout out to anybody new. This video is about the film study for Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. Interesting fight. I was, a bit more excited when it first got made, but when you think about it, it's a strange fight, and there's obviously all the restrictions and weight clauses and stuff that make it a little bit more complicated and dangerous. But I'm going to talk about some glaring issues that I think mainly Conor Benn has, to be honest with you, that will play a part in the fight. I think I'm going to bring up some footage. Pardon the train over there. We're in New York City. It's a beautiful day, and it's a little noisy, but we're going to keep going. So one key part of the front of the video that I put there, okay, is the check hook. Now, Chris Eubank Jr., and I'll get into what a check hook is in a minute for those that don't know. Chris Eubank Jr. has been throwing more check hooks recently, and Roy Jones Jr., one of the best hookers ever. Had a damn good check hook, but he had an amazing left hook, period. But he's obviously been evolving Chris Eubank Jr.'s left hook, check hook specifically. Now, a check hook is a counter left hook, okay, and it is used typically to counter a right hand, or you could say a 1-2, okay. Okay, so when the right hand's coming in, a check hook timed perfectly will catch someone coming in, bang, and you can use it as many tools actually, but typically it's used to create damage, and with the force with somebody coming on, bam, you catch someone coming in, and you put typically a weight is put on your back foot, and you get more power from it. But Eubank's been doing both. You can do both. You can put weight on your front foot, but when you lean back a little bit, it gives you a little bit more room before that right hand comes, okay? If you're leaning forward with it on the front foot, you have less time to get that hook in there. But that punch is 100% there, and Eubank Jr. has been trying to throw it a lot.
Morrison.
Eubank's actually repeating back the corner at fight parts.
What a shift in the
Career in his career.
Very good on his Liam's got very good boxing IQ.
Not much happened in the first minute of the fight.
Prior to this, he did it a little bit before Roy Jones, but now it's been amped up, and because he's got such great athletic ability, he's able to do this. Like Roy Jones used to fight like this too and uses like athleticism. Chris Eubank Jr.'s got amazing athleticism, so it works perfectly, and they're a good fit for that. So I'm going to show you some footage right now where, I pulled out how many times Chris Eubank Jr. tries to land and throw and does land. And then, in fact, previously in the Williams fight, he caught Williams with, it was like a hybrid jab, check, hook.
What a shift in the plot.
Again, the call again.
He's hurt again.
Type thing, but it's on his mind, and he's getting better at it. And he did drop Liam Williams once, maybe even twice with it, but it's there. He's ready to throw it. Like I said, he's got athleticism, and with the check hook too, with somebody that is athletic as that, okay, I'm going to get a bit scientific for you now. And basically, I'll leave the link to this amazing video where Roy Jones Jr. is explaining the different hooks, okay? Because you can throw a what's called a palm facing down hook, which is a different part of your body, different muscle groups, or the thumb facing up hook, which is what Roy Jones typically uses, okay? It uses a stronger part of the wrist. These are wrist flexors, and it doesn't like shut. It's a wider shot, but you can reel off like several hooks. And it's like I said, I'll leave the link. I also made a video on the scientific look at the left hook. I'll leave the link up here. But my point is, he's obviously, Roy Jones, the way he throws it, understands, you know, the scientific aspects of it and how he could reel off several. And he's been teaching Eubank Jr.
No, good game. No, hold tag. And step twice. Pop both of them now. Make one pop now. Do the same. Step.
It's just that punch is there. I mean, I'm almost positive that is going to be a big factor in this fight. He's going to land it. Obviously, it will depend on how aggressive Eubank Conor Benn is. So that's the main glaring thing that I see. There are a couple more things I'll get into right now, but exchanges, okay? Now, Chris Eubank Jr., if this fight gets into an exchange, you can just call this fight off immediately, because there's no way in the world Conor Benn should be exchanging with Chris Eubank Jr., okay? It's going to end badly in every situation. Chris Eubank Jr. is a bigger guy. I know he's going to be coming down a little bit. He'll still be the bigger guy. He has a better chin, you know, let's be honest. He's got an amazing chin. He's never been down. He's been walloped before. George Groves hit him quite hard. He was 168 in that fight. Here come the trains again. But he also, if you watch how Eubank Jr. trains on that bag that has like 19 different spots, he's reeling off. That's preparing for exchanges. Okay, that's why he's so good at it, because he practices that. And you know, when you come across a good boxer that can avoid that, then you know it gets nullified. But that's practicing that's his bread and butter. So you wouldn't want to get into exchanges, because he'll just let his hands go like furiously. He gets his chin down relatively down. He plants his feet and he lets his hands go furiously, and he lets a beast out.
The right hand then claim Eubank
blow. He is a hurtful puncher, and he's really doing some damage downstairs, switching it upstairs.
And at length, he's never going to win this fight. Eubank's too fast, he's too sharp, his reach is too long. When he's in,
Hooks crashing around the corner now, and Eubank stopping the forward advance of Yildirim, and he's finding holes in that guard. Yildirim being forced backwards, and a thunderous left hook.
And that will be a nightmare for Conor Benn if he decides, because Conor Benn is overly aggressive. Okay, this is where it's going to be an issue. He's very aggressive, and you know, I've seen him fight off the back foot before against Jamio. Was it Steve Jamio? Not a great fighter, no disrespect, but Conor Benn fought quite neatly off the back foot, if I'm honest. And that's going to be somewhere where he should try to do if he's going to have a chance of winning this fight. Because Eubank Jr., in my opinion, has a bit more of an issue going forward, trying to set his punches up, use his jab, use his feet with his jab. He likes you to come to him or stay right there and trade. But Conor Benn, if you see, like, he's a very aggressive young man. He's a great fighter. Listen, I think he's in a win-win situation with this, because I cannot see any chance of him winning this fight unless he maybe lands one of those booming right hands, and Eubank's chin isn't as good as it could be at the normal weight, something like that. But you know, Eubank Jr., like, I think if you picked up any sport, right, and you got the two to compete, Eubank Jr. would be better. You know, you played it dodgeball at school or something, Eubank Jr. would probably be the best at it. He's just that good. He's just that good at that. You know, he struggled to get his boxing IQ and the science and the art of the sport up a little bit, but man, he's got unbelievable athleticism, and obviously he's disciplined, and you know, and he trains extremely hard, and he's got a great chin. He puts himself in a position to, you know, beat good fighters, but it's the boxing sort of fundamentals that he lacks to get him over the line. Not to mention the corner work. You know, now Roy Jones is coming, and I don't like the fact that he's not in this fight. I think Senior Brink coming in this fight is a disaster. But just because, well, if the fight does go a little bit wrong and Conor Benn's boxing off the back foot, I can't see Senior giving him any good instructions, because there's been times where he hasn't given instructions at all.
Do not adjust your set. Nothing is being said.
That's just my opinion. Obviously, it's a PR move. They're going to bring the dads in, juice the fight up. I've got no problem with that. It's, you know, that's what promoters do. But I would have liked to see Roy Jones develop this hook even more, and just like, if Conor Benn at some point he's going to come in and listen, Conor Benn drops his hands loads. Okay, and I'm not, this isn't an attack on either fighter. I know I criticize fighters a lot, and you know, people that are fans of these might take issues with that, and I'm just speaking from the heart. That's all I do. I say what I see, and I just try to talk about it passionately. And you know, I've got nothing but respect for anybody in boxing, especially the fighters. So just remember that it comes from a place of just admiration, really. But Conor Benn does fall in quite a bit, does drop his hands a lot. It's a very bad habit, and you can get away with it if you understand distance and you can train yourself to, and he does sometimes when he realizes there's a threat, then he will pick his hands up. But it's an incredibly bad habit to have, and he defaults to dropping his hands, okay? And that's not a good position to be in, because he's just constantly dropping his hands, and in exchanges he does it as well, and he'll, like I said, he'll fall in off balance. That is a recipe for disaster for exchanges, falling in, being off balance, being, you know, you want to be aggressive in exchanges, but like, you got to be smart. You got to get your chin down, you got to get your feet under you, you got to get shorter punches. His back, Conor Benn's back leg often drags back a little bit, which creates an inconsistency coming in, and an imbalance, which, you know, Chris Eubank Jr. is going to eat that up big time. So, but you know, it's just a few glaring things. I wanted to do this video a few weeks ago. I posted it on my community board. I've been working on this, and I've been looking at footage 3 or 4 weeks ago. So these are just all my own thoughts, and I wanted to get these out before the fight comes up. I'll probably do another video on the fight breakdown. But in terms of, like, you know, I mean, like Conor Benn, you could say if he's going to see this check hook, you would like to see him try and feint or counter the counter, maybe with the right hand over the top of the check hook, right? Come in, feint with the right hand, get Chris Eubank to lead the check hook, shoot the right hand over the top. Requires a lot of skill. I'm not sure if Conor Benn is quite there yet. But like I said, the check hook, the development that Roy Jones has put into that, the commitment Chris Eubank Jr. has to that, Conor Benn falling in, being overly aggressive, dropping his hands. He comes in with that the right hand. It's always down by his side, chin's in there. A check hook is like it's like crying out for it. And like I said, if Conor Benn, the only way he can win this fight, obviously, like I said, he catches him with that beautiful right hand, might happen. It's boxing. Or he suddenly develops an amazing game plan, is able to box off the back foot, use his jab, and control his aggression, because it's his aggression that's going to get him in trouble, I think, personally. Either way, I hope we get a good fight, and I hope these guys come out safely, because, you know, there is some concerns about Chris Eubank's inability to put on too much weight, and we know that about the, you know, keeping the body hydrated. And I've had many concussions in my time, and it's very dangerous, and it's actually awful, to be honest with you. And I really hope that, you know, they do come out safely, because, you know, this is like, it reminds me a little bit about De La Hoya Pacquiao, not stylistically, just like when you watch someone come down that far, they just look, I don't think it will be anywhere near as bad. I'm just saying, like, it's just not safe, you know what I mean? So anyway, that is it from me. Let me know if you have any comments, add them in the comments section. And if you like the video, you got to come from here, like the button, and the same with the subscribe button. Come and join. I've got a bunch of videos on the way. Shout out to all the current subscribers, and have a great week. And whatever you do, do it well, man. Peace out. Boxing on the Edge.
Do not adjust your set. Nothing is being said.
Boxing.
On edge.